You've seen the teeth. You've felt the fear. Dit. But what if the most dangerous thing about a great white shark isn't its bite, but its brain? For years, we've labeled these ocean predators as instinct-driven killers. But beneath that cold black stare lies a level of intelligence scientists are only beginning to understand, and it's terrifyingly impressive. Great white sharks aren't mindless. In fact, they're highly strategic. These apex predators have been observed studying their prey for days before attacking. Instead of rushing in, they observe currents, feeding habits, and weak points, just like a military general plotting a siege. It's not just hunting, it's calculated warfare. One shocking discovery came when researchers placed decoys near seal colonies. Some sharks attacked instantly, but others circled for over an hour, watching, testing angles, waiting for the perfect moment. Why would a mindless predator bother with patience and planning? It's because it's not mindless, it's watching, learning, and adapting. What's more disturbing is that great whites appear to remember. Studies show that they return to specific hunting grounds at the exact same time each year. That's not coincidence, that's memory. And it suggests that their brains store complex information over time, like GPS logs buried in instinct. And it doesn't stop at memory. Great whites have shown the ability to adapt their hunting style to new threats. In regions with heavy boat traffic or shark nets, they change routes, go deeper, or even adjust attack strategies to avoid detection. That's not just survival, that's innovation. The brain of a great white is massive compared to most fish, and a large part of it is dedicated to processing smell, sound, and movement. But what's really fascinating is the presence of an enlarged cerebral hemisphere, the part of the brain linked to decision-making and behavior in mammals. In short, sharks might be reasoning far more than we thought. Let's talk teamwork. In South Africa, scientists have documented great whites hunting in loose groups. One will flush out seals, another will ambush. They're not just solitary killers, they can coordinate. This behavior blurs the line between instinct and cooperation. Are they communicating in some silent oceanic language? And if you're still not convinced of their intelligence, consider this. Great whites have been known to investigate cages, cameras, and even boats not with aggression, but with curiosity. They bump, circle, and sometimes even follow researchers. This isn't fear, it's analysis. They're studying us. Tension spikes when you realize these animals have been evolving for over 400 million years. They've survived 5 mass extinctions. How not just through power, but through mental flexibility, they've outlasted dinosaurs, ice ages, and everything humans have thrown at the oceans. They also exhibit signs of play. Footage has captured great whites interacting with floating objects in ways that mimic curiosity or even amusement. While we often associate play with mammals like dolphins or dogs, sharks engaging in this behavior forces us to reconsider how intelligence is expressed. But there's more. In captivity, which is rare and usually temporary, sharks show signs of stress, not from confinement, but from sensory overload. They are so attuned to their surroundings that artificial environments can overwhelm their brains. They don't just sense, they process deeply. Some researchers now argue that sharks possess a kind of primitive sentience, the ability to not only react, but to experience basic awareness. It's a bold claim, but as technology improves, so does our glimpse into their mental world. It's far richer than we ever imagined. There's growing evidence that great whites can solve problems. In experimental setups, they've figured out how to retrieve bait from puzzle-like contraptions. These aren't trained animals, they're wild. Yet they exhibit trial-and-error behavior, suggesting a level of problem-solving rarely attributed to fish. Their navigation skills alone are baffling. Tagged sharks have crossed entire oceans and returned to the exact same spot months later. They're believed to use Earth's magnetic fields like a living compass. It's not like that's precise orientation bordering on cognitive mapping. Even more alarming is their capacity for risk assessment. A great white may abandon a hunt mid-attack if the energy cost outweighs the reward. That's cold calculation. It hints at a brain weighing decisions, not just reacting to hunger. That level of judgment challenges our definitions of animal intelligence. You might think all this makes them more predictable, but the opposite is true. The more we learn, the more we realize how adaptive they are. A shark that thinks is far more dangerous than one that simply reacts. And that makes the ocean an even more unpredictable place. This newfound view of shark intelligence forces a difficult question. Have we underestimated them because we're afraid of what it means to truly understand them? If sharks can think, plan, and even remember, then they aren't just predators. They're problem solvers in a world of chaos. It also begs the question, are they watching us from below, analyzing our movements as much as we analyze theirs? Every surfboard, every splash, every movement in their domain. Could it be data in the mind of a super predator? That thought alone should send chills down any spine. Despite all our technology, there's a cognitive world beneath the waves that remains mostly hidden. And sharks, with their ancient brains and eerie calm, are the silent observers of it all. We're only now decoding what they've known for millennia. What's terrifying is this. If great whites are as smart as we think, then every close encounter with one isn't just a random risk, it's a calculated choice by the shark. They're deciding whether to attack, observe, or retreat. We're not just swimmers, we're subjects in their experiment. So, the next time you're near the ocean, think carefully. The predator watching from below might not be driven by hunger alone. It might be thinking, deciding, waiting, and what that means for us as humans. We're no longer the only intelligent hunters in the water. And that's the truth about great white shark intelligence. It's ancient, evolving, and far more advanced than we dared to believe. The question now is, can we keep up?